Yo, what is up YouTube? This is SS99 here, and I'm going to be doing another duel video, but instead this time I'm going to be doing Blue Eyes because there's been someone dissing on this deck and then someone disliked my video, and like I said, you don't have to like it, but this is just like more like a persuasion video to, let you guys see how awesome this deck is in my eyes. But before we get started, first of all, I know that in my Cyber Dragon video I had like a lot of videos, but this time I'm only going to do like 8 so it doesn't turn out to be another 20-minute video. And also, if you like Pokemon battles, feel free to check out my roommate and friend. His YouTube name is Gudra FTW. And if you like to watch Pokemon battles, he's the guy to go to. And you will actually see a few battles that will be featuring myself battling him. He actually kicks my butt multiple times. So, yeah. But enough about that. Let's go ahead and get started. I guess we'll start with the Assault Mode deck. And like I said, I'm sorry that these decks aren't competitive, but this is just what I've bumped into. And, yeah, I don't really feel the need of, having to search for competitive decks all the time. But anyway, this is, oh yeah, this is the duel where I had a really bad hand, but this is the reason why I run Maiden, because she's a really, really good staller. As you can see, he doesn't want to attack, obviously, because he's got monsters in the background, and that obviously don't stand a chance against Blue Eyes, and he did a couple of weird moves. Like, first of all, he normal summoned Raikou, and then he, used Instant Fusion on Flower Wolf and didn't do anything with it. But yeah, I'm not going to be able to do anything for a few turns. But like I said, this is the reason why Maiden is a perfect staller. Because she pretty much guarantees that you will survive for at least a few more turns. But in this case, I am surviving like crazy right now. And yeah, just keep stalling. And I apologize once again. I know this one's going to be a little boring, but if this bores you, just go ahead and fast forward to the action. Let's see what happens right here. Oh yeah, I finally decided to make a good play, and yeah, target Maiden, that way I can get a Blue Eyes out in the field, because there was no way that I could have done it any longer. Ugh. So that's what you can do in a tight situation. Like if you have a Mythic Tree Dragon, just clash it into one of your monsters so it can get destroyed. And yeah, I had to Solemn Blaster right there. And then use Castle of Dragon Souls to target Maiden and get a Blue Eyes. That's the best way to do it. And of course, I had to get rid of that card that I exchanged for. And of course, the reason why I went to Silver Dragon was because this is like one of those situations where I didn't know what he had in his back row. But you see all those plays I just did? I had a Silver Dragon, 2 Blue Eyes, and a Scrap Dragon in 1 turn. And I promise you this deck usually runs a lot faster. And once again, you'll see in just a few minutes, hopefully. Let's see. And of course he activated Rekindling, and yeah, nothing really happened. There's a few strange plays in here, I will admit. But, oh well. That's still pretty much a game. Yeah. Alright. Once again, I apologize for that. I promise you the rest of it is a lot better. We'll go into the other Assault Mode duel. I think this is the same person. I'm not sure. But we will find out. Yeah, it's pretty much the same thing. Like yeah, it's Chica 1998, so yeah, this is the same person. This is definitely a much better version of the last duel. And I decided to get Raikou, that way she can't pop my back row or my tough guys. And Card Trooper really comes in handy because you can draw the cards and you can mill your deck. And of course, when you draw a Dragon Shrine, what you want to do is you want to get rid of a Blue Eyes and then get rid of Eclipse Wyvern. And then, of course, when you do Eclipse Wyvern, banish Red Eyes. And of course, I had to burial from a different dimension. And luckily for me, Blaster came to my hand on the end phase, so I forgot that he did that. Okay, so what did I do here? I special summoned Blaster, used it to pop the back road, of course, because you want to do that. And of course, Draco Sack helps a lot. And I did a really peculiar play here for a good reason. But I went ahead and normal summoned Red Eyes. That way I can just go ahead and dish out a lot of his life points, because that was the only way I could get Red Eyes on the field without banishing a dragon ruler. I didn't really want to banish him because I wouldn't have been able to add anything to my hand, because you can't special summon and activate the effect that allows you to add a dragon to your hand on the same turn. And yeah, I pretty much popped the card and destroyed. So you see, this deck isn't really bad at all. Like, it requires a lot of special summoning and everything. And before we get to Boogians, that's going to be the awful one. I want to show you E-Heroes. Boogians was an awful matchup, and the reason why I'm going to show you guys that is because I want to show you guys that even though this deck is awesome, there are flaws. Of course, like you saw, I mean, the same flaw that every deck has really is that they're gonna have bad hands, but that's what once again Maiden's there for, because most of the time when you draw bad hands, she's always there to help stall. And of course, at first I got myself in a tight situation, but I got out by drawing and banishing stuff. And here's another really sick combo: is if you banish Redox while you have Tidal on the field, you can still get Mythic Tree Dragon, activate his ability, and his level becomes the same as Tidal, which means you get a Draco Sack or Big Guy or Master of Blades or what have you. But yeah, I had to pop his Shining because it was too powerful, and Escarado wasn't really not that big of a deal. And I went ahead and had an opportunity to get Blue Eyes and Red Eyes out in the field. And if your opponent's back row is clear, just go before you XE summon. If you have 2 Blue Eyes, just go ahead and deal as much damage as possible. And of course, I went into Felgrand because I didn't know what he would pull. And apparently, yeah, he surrendered after that. Alright, this one's a really quick one. Frogs, I guess this one guy had a bad hand. I don't know how Frogs, I mean, let's check out his hand. Doesn't really look like a Monarch Frog deck. I don't know what it was, honestly, because... Oh, crap. Okay, so I banished Tidal, I added Debris Dragon to my hand, activated Dragon Shrine, ditched Eclipse Wyvern, got Red Eyes, and of course I had Mythic Tree Dragon and Mythic Water Dragon. I didn't know what he had face down, so I went ahead and went to Felgrand. That way I could protect myself. So, yeah. And Felgrand's really awesome, in case you guys don't know. When you're ditching Xyz material off of him, you can target... He's beneficial for 2 things. For one thing, he can negate the effect of a card, and plus, that card is also unaffected by other card effects. And I got Tidal that way I could get Blue Eyes and get rid of this dead trade-in. Because if you have trade-in in your hand, you really want to get rid of that. And no way, I'm getting ahead of myself, never mind. But you see all these special summoning that I'm doing right here? That is how you want to do it. And I know this is not really good hand for him, but that's how you take advantage of it. So you see this deck's not really too bad. This guy I call the nice guy, because this deck involved milling my deck, but it milled my deck in the way of letting me draw cards. But at the same time, he milled my deck. So, yeah, it was a pain in the butt. But at the same time, though, I kind of took advantage of it, because every time my Dragon Rulers went to the graveyard, I got to activate their effects. And of course, I had to burial my banished monster so I can get some options for my Dragon Rulers. And see, look, he activated the Gift of Greed, which allowed me to draw 2 cards. I guess it's just a way of milling, but oh well. I'm not too big of a fan of meal decks. And of course, I did the Mythic Tree Dragon, Mythic Water Dragon combo since I had Tidal, but no, and Mythic Tree Dragon. And I saw him just morphing jar too, just because that thing is, like, it's really freaking annoying. But yeah, Felgrand's amazing. And of course, I got the 2 cards again, which is probably what he wanted. He's trying to mill my deck, which is, if you want to mill my deck, the best thing to do is to discard my deck, honestly, because, I mean, obviously, if you got a lot of draw power in a Yu-Gi-Oh game, then, yeah, it's going to be awesome for you. But anyway, I activated Felgrand's effect, and of course, since Redox went to the Banished Zone, I got Mythic Tree Dragon, which is pretty sick. And of course I had to discard a lot, but oh well. And title had to go back to my hand. Alright, so let's see what happens here. Well, yeah, I had to wait out the other turn because there's no way that I could attack because I used up Felgrand's XC's material. But now that he's wide open, I can make some plays. I started off by, well, of course he changed his appearance to my maiden, but I still got a 0 eyes with my Whitestone Legend. And is that game? Yep, that's game. No, wait. Yep, that's game. So see? Awesome plays. Now I'll go ahead and show you the Boogians. This is the loss of the day. I got creamed really badly. So, yeah, he set up... This guy had like an answer for everything. Sorry, I keep hitting the swap button. But, yeah, if you have like a bunch of trap cards, then you're pretty much going to be set on shutting down this deck. That's the only issue. And the reason why I went into Stardust was for the chance that he did have something to counteract it, but he just counteracted everything. Like, he negated my Stardust, he banished my Tempest without me having to activate his effect. And of course, he goes full-blown attack on me. But yeah, this is a bad day for me. I mean, I went into Stardust hoping that, you know, if he did have a face-down trap card, that, you know, would help me, but apparently he had something that negated the special summon. Of course, when I went into Red Eyes, he torrentialed me. And I had to, you know, send Tempest out for protection, but it turns out he drew he got a Crane and an Honest in his hand, which, yeah, pretty much did a lot more than double the attack and finished me off. So yeah, the flaw of this deck is mainly trap cards. So if you guys want to if you guys have any idea on how that's fixed, please leave it in the comments below, and I'm willing to, like I said, I'm willing to take advice. Alright, now this one was a old school deck, because, I mean, that's what I call it, because all these cards that he played were pretty much old school. So, I didn't know what this person was going for, but oh well. And of course he MST'd my Castle of Dragon Souls, which is a really good move, because that means I couldn't special summon a future dragon. And he had Millennium Shield in his hand. That's interesting. I don't think I ever get to see that. And of course, yeah, I went for the title Mythic Tree Dragon combo. Went a Draco Sack. And didn't know what he had face down, so I decided to... Did I decide to mill his... No, I didn't mill his row. But he Dark Mirror Forced me, which is not usually something that I see, or anyone sees, really, but it's still really cool to see that somebody uses it. But yeah, another good move. He Dark Holes my Draco Sack when I didn't have tokens on the field. Very good move. And of course, luckily I draw into a White Stone, which led me to a lot of draw power. And I get Blue Eyes. And of course, I activate the ability to banish. And check it out. More special summons. And that, I believe, is, yep, game. And one last one, and we'll call it a video. I call this one the power deck because this guy summoned like a lot of monsters with a lot of power that didn't require any sacrifices, or they weren't synchro monsters or whatever. They're just like Goblin Attack Force. That's it. Yeah, another good example. And of course, once again, I had a dead trade-in, so I decided to discard a Whitestone Legend instead of a Dragon Ruler. If you have a dead trade-in and you have a Dragon Shrine, go ahead and discard that and Whitestone. But yeah, I misplayed right here because I've been living off of 5 hours of sleep all day. So, yeah, I meant to say yes, I did want to activate its effect. And once again, I wasn't for sure what he had face down, so I went into a Zero Eyes for protection. This is the reason why I run a Zero Eyes, because he is a protector. And this is the reason why I run 3. I haven't got to show you a time where I've played 3, and see, it's not torrentialed. That means that pretty much all of his cards are destroyed. And right here is another misplay. I mean, yeah, of course I put him in defense mode for protection, but what I could have done was normal summon Red Eyes by sacrificing Blue Eyes and Azure Eyes, and then special summon Azure Eyes, which would have pretty much, I would have came close to game on him, because when you special summon Azure Eyes, then his effect comes off. And if I would have done that, then there would have been plays, but like I said, sleep, man. But luckily for me, I draw into a lot of cards, and I got blue eyes and red eyes, and since I special summon Azure Eyes, its effect goes off where my dragons can't be destroyed. And of course I took advantage of this Chainsaw Insect by drawing a card. But anytime that if he's in your graveyard, and yeah, he surrendered after that because he knew he lost. But if you get Azure Eyes in your graveyard and you have red eyes, special summon Azure Eyes for protection. The reason why I run 3 of those is because it's a lot more consistent. So yeah, that's pretty much the deck. Thanks for watching, and once again, check out my roommate Gudra for the win, or Gudra FTW for short. And also check out this deck profile. I've pretty much got this deck on a video already, but I can go through strategies and everything. And also, my most popular video recently is my Cyber Dragons. This is a different run. I've changed up a little bit, but I'm changing back to the original that I've done. My Cyber Dragons are most popular right now, so go ahead and check that out. Check out the Cyber Dragon Duels as well, and also check out my other deck profiles. And I will try to get more on here, but, you know, college kind of sucks. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Thanks for watching, and have a good day. Peace.